Welcome back, everyone, to Goldthwaite Guys podcast. Myself, Travis Hall, Russell Bristol, and special guest Ty Bo Tyson.
The voice of the Goldthwaite Eagles.
Yeah, golden voice Friday
Golden
night.
Golden voice.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey, welcome to the show, Ty Bo.
Thank you. Appreciate the invite.
Yes, sir. We are going to kind of get a season preview with you. Talk about the team. You've watched the last two games and two scrimmages. I should say it that way, and kind of get your feel of the whole team as a whole. I guess you'd say a whole team as a whole. But just kind of your thoughts. We had Meet the Eagles last Saturday.
Yep.
It was really good.
Really hot.
Good turnout. Yeah, we had a cornhole tournament. Congratulations to Edgar Arredondo and Ken Chapin is his name.
Huh.
They won. They beat. They had to win 2 in a row, but they came back and won it. So that and putt pass kick. They had all the winners there. We announced them at the game, but a lot of cool things were happening at the Meet the Eagles. You were there.
Yeah, I love the way that's all set up now. I like the fact they're doing activities and things along with it, and they involved all age groups along with it, and it makes that a lot of fun. It's a good evening.
Now, there's some things that we got to talk about other than football, and we're going to get into that. But we wanted to go ahead and go. Travis, I want you to go ahead and start with some people that may not know Ty Bo, and kind of ask some questions. You're a local boy here. You are a born and raised, aren't you?
Yeah.
Born and raised right here, you bet.
Were you part of the
Son of a
state
trucker.
team?
State championship team in '85. We were the
85.
first one.
That's right. Good
And
deal.
for all those mid-'90s guys, we were the better team. No, I don't think we'd have been on the same
Shots
field.
fired.
Mid to late 1900s.
That's great.
You
Well, we're-
graduated in 85.
86. I was
86.
senior of the '85
Okay.
season. yes.
Okay, yeah. So we're live again on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up on the channel. And we have 6 in here already waiting on us. And so we're going to they'll have us some questions, Ty Bo, and as they come in, we'll ask them, and you feel free to answer them best of your knowledge. But first off, introduce yourself. Like you said, Ty Bo Tyson, born and raised here. And now what do you do here?
Well, we kind of a combination of things. We have our own business where we sell high school letter jackets and class rings and graduation products all through Central Texas, and then I actually have a job on top of that. The items that we purchase to turn around and resell, the caps and gowns and all that stuff, is from a company out of Minnesota, and I'm the national sales manager for that company.
Okay.
And so I manage 234 reps across the nation.
Wow.
And
idea.
keeps me busy.
For sure. I can only imagine.
Yep.
I want to make sure we got good audio. You guys give me some feedback on the sound quality. We have 9 in here now. We had 4 guests or 2 guests last week. Now we have back to 1. So always trial and error on the audio. So you guys give me thumbs up on everybody sounding good. This is as good as we're going to look. This is the best we can do.
That's
all we
it. That's
do.
it.
That's the
Isn't
best
it?
we can do. But the voices in the audio
Yeah.
can be fixed. So, anyways, so you're part of the 85 team, graduated 86. Then you went to my favorite school.
Yeah, I went to the University of Texas, and real fortunate there. I went there on a journalism scholarship, and I was going to be an RTF guy. I was telling somebody that the other day, and my wife said, you probably need to tell them what RTF means, because it's probably not a thing anymore, but radio, television, film.
Okay.
That lasted a year. I knew I always wanted to be a coach, and I guess I just tried to hide it there. I was gonna write for Sports Illustrated, which I'm kind of glad I didn't stick with that. I'm not sure if they're around anymore, but went into coaching, and Coach McWilliams stopped in my parents' restaurant here in Goldthwaite. We used to have a place up on the hill, and
Eagles
stopped.
House?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know y'all had that.
Yeah, and. He stopped in up there. He was in town hunting, and stopped up there, and I knew exactly who it was. He had just been hired, and so I went over and told him, I said, I don't care what I have to do, but I've got to be a part of the program one way or the other. Mm-hmm. And he gave me a name to call when I got back on campus, and I wound up being a student manager there.
Awesome.
And so that was really cool. And then the second year there, the graduate assistant coaches found out that I was the only one that was actually a kinesiology major out of the group of managers. So they took me under their wings, and I was up in the press box scouting game time tendencies and stuff during the game, and learned a ton from some really great people that had some great coaching careers. And man, it was just really awesome for me. And
that's cool.
And so
got to see some amazing football, didn't you?
Really did. Some great players. Eric Metcalf was the running back back then. Great little running back for college level. Went on and played in the pros. And Britt Hager, John Hagee, a bunch of really great guys that played.
Now was Texas part of the Big 12 still, or were
Southwest
they?
Conference.
I think they weren't in Big 12 yet.
Yeah. Southwest Conference.
Big 12 wasn't a thing yet, was it?
It was not.
Yeah,
it was not. And so
that's all for our time, Russell.
Yeah.
That's some old stuff right there.
Well, and I tell you what, I get picked on a lot about being the old guy, but when I have somebody in here that graduated in '85, it makes me feel really good.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, we were 4 years old.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Just turned 5.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, but I'll tell you what,
you look younger.
I have things to say. Yeah, if I get to look nearly as good, grass don't grow on a busy street. That's what they say.
Me and Russ been drunk in the mud by each other.
That's right. But anyways, that's awesome. Like I said, I love Texas. Always good. And you still season ticket holder there, right?
I am looking forward to a great year this year. I think some really great things are going to happen. We'll find out in week 2 real quick when Ohio State comes to town. We'll know if we're any good or not.
Yeah. There's no room for error early on. But anyways, you have Travis, you wanted to ask about family and things of that nature.
Yeah, what'd you do this summer?
What'd I do this summer?
Yeah. Go do anything?
Not as
cool?
much as I thought we were going to do.
Yeah.
We had really hoped we were going to take an Alaskan cruise, and Susie's father's been having some health problems, and he passed away, so we didn't get to do our cruise. And we just kept trying to reschedule, and one thing on top of the other. And this business that we're in operates around a school calendar, obviously.
Yeah.
And so we're, 27 years ago when I started doing this, we'd get the summers off, but the summers, they were 2 or 3 months long.
Right.
And nowadays, the way it works out, we just barely get the books closed on a year before the next one starts.
We used not to start school till after dove season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Late September.
Yeah, definitely after Labor Day for sure. Yeah, and just
we got too many bad wetter days. We don't have bad weather here.
Well,
a little
until
bit
you
of
had
ice
the
just
snow
slide in.
apocalypse a couple of years ago where we were out for a
flat. You can get there.
Just know when you hit the brakes, just hit them a little bit earlier and slide right in where you're going.
That's right.
Brakes.
Well, that's
I ain't
good.
never had no brakes.
You have. First off, let me tell you, you're married to Miss Susie, and you have. Tell me about your kiddos. You have obviously one that's in college, one that's in the military.
I've got one that had already graduated high school. In fact, he'd already graduated college by the time we moved to Goldthwaite. So a lot of people don't know him. Tyler is his name. He lives in the Woodlands where he graduated high school from, where we lived there for a while.
That's the Houston area, right?
That's the Houston area, just north Houston area. And he is given us 4 grandkids. Oldest one is 8. And so that's we have to store up a lot of energy before we go down and visit there, because they wear us out pretty good. Several times Tyler said, well, just stay here at the house with us. No. We're going to get a hotel room.
Just don't have the energy.
You got to have a pre-trip pep rally.
I guarantee you, no doubt about it.
A week recovery.
Yeah, but he does the same things we do. Yeah. He sells jackets and graduation products and stuff down in that area and over into Louisiana even. Yeah. And then, of course, Tanner, who's starting his second year of college and rooming with your son there at Hill College.
Tanner and Blake, his second year at Hill College. Tanner is involved in the esports department there.
Be broadcasting kind of stuff too, kind of.
Yeah, they do the broadcast on that.
Well,
in fact, Blake was doing he was calling the I don't say calling the game, but I guess that's actually what it is.
I think Travis is a little lost in the woods there. Esports is basically they play electronic video games.
Okay.
And it's a sport.
Yeah.
And they compete against other schools.
Okay.
But it has nothing to do with commentary of what like he does on the radio. But they do broadcast the games on Twitch and different platforms, and you can actually watch. Like we watched video game contest last year, Rocket League, and Tanner's Smash Bros.
Smash Bros. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat. I mean, it's a scholarship too, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's the crazy thing. I mean,
That's wild.
he's getting his room and board paid for going and playing video games. We joke about it all the time around the house. For the longest time. For the longest time I was like, get off those video games and open up a book. And then after a while, when he kind of started showing me some, it's like, close the book and start playing the game, start practicing. So.
Paid for college.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've had great success. They'd never made the playoffs there before, and he got there last year and started on the varsity as a freshman. They made the playoffs first year and lost the first round. They play 2 seasons. They play a fall and a spring. Yeah. And in fall they made playoffs, lost the first round. Spring they got in and went all the way to the semifinals before they got beat.
Yeah, that's wild. I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Blake played Rocket League, and he wasn't good enough to be on the team, but he contributed. So what Blake would do was he would announce the games like play-by-play, like Ty Bo does on Friday nights for football.
Yeah, he's really good at it too.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
We're at home watching Blake commentate soccer with cars.
Yeah, soccer with cars. That's what Rocket League is. It took me a while to understand that one too. I'm just dangerous enough. I've learned just enough of Super Smash Bros. That I'm dangerous because when it's all over with, I'll call Tanner and say, okay, so why did you do that? You should have done this. And I get, Dad, stay in your lane.
I hear that. Tone it down.
That's
but no,
crazy.
that's awesome, man. And again. We brought them both to college last Thursday, and got to hang out with you guys a little bit there. So, Edgar Arredondo is a really good Rocket League player. He's really good. You should go to college, Edgar, and free college probably at Ranger. You could make the team. So
I'd like to play that with
FYI.
like cars and those bubbles that people get in, not like that knocker ball they used to do. That knocker ball.
Very similar to that.
Just hit them with car.
Rocket League is pretty doggone close,
very
isn't it?
similar to that.
It's great stuff. And then of course Caden. Caden lived with us the last couple of years of high school there, and joined the Army. And poor guy got stationed in Hawaii.
That's horrible.
And that's been tough. And he was in Hawaii just for a couple months, though, and he had to go spend 3 months in the Philippines. And he's, he loved the people there and trying the new foods and stuff, but he was ready to get back to Hawaii, that's for sure.
Well, exactly. And the Philippines are pretty neat, too. So
he sent me some pictures when he's over there. Them Chinooks had the back deal open. He's sitting on the back end of it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. He's so loving
good.
it.
Don't
He really
fall.
is. Yeah.
I'll say this for young folks wanting to know what to do with their lives. Obviously we live in a pretty volatile world. But if you want to go see the world and get some life experiences and make some memories, military may be the way to go.
Yeah.
What branch is he in?
He's in the Army.
He's in the Army.
He was going to do the Army Ranger deal, wasn't he?
He did go through the precursor to the Ranger School, and I think there were like 125 people going through that, in which they picked out a dozen, and he didn't make it the first time through, but he learned a lot of what he needed to do to get himself in position. And everybody has their niche. I mean, you hear that all the time, and it kind of gets overdone, but it really is. I mean, you look at those two kids right there, totally different kids. Yeah. And you got one going and playing esports, and he's found his niche and what he's doing. You got one going into the Army. And I'd always said that the Army needed Caden and Caden needed the Army.
Yeah. Right.
And man alive, what a fit.
It's been a good fit, And so that's great.
Wish them both the best,
Yeah. I'll tell you another thing. If you stick with it, by the time you're 40, you're our age, you're retired, and you've got a whole lot of life left, and you've done some good work. So
I started at 45.
And the money, you're not going to get rich out of it, but the money's pretty doggone good when you consider the fact that here he is single and doesn't have he can eat on base and he can live on base, and he's in Hawaii, so there's no really reason to have a car or anything over there. So he's there's a chance to really put some money away.
Sure,
so.
Maybe a surfboard.
Yeah, maybe a surfboard.
I see him.
He has been on the beach many times.
Sure, I'd say so. Yeah.
Anyways, that's great to see. We got 8 in the chat with us now, guys. Y'all have some questions. We're going to turn our attention now to, first off, before we get going on the football team, we want to update everybody on KOXE and what that's going to look like this year and what we can expect for home and away games. And so, Ty Bo, I'm going to give you the floor. Explain what KOXE is and what it brings to the table for Goldthwaite.
Yeah, I'm really excited about what's going to be happening here for all sports in Goldthwaite. The football is what we're focusing on. Myself, because we've done the games before. Brian Ginch and I have called the games, and we always felt like we kind of had two different groups of fan base. When the ones that come to the game, obviously, but if you're unable to come to the games, either at home or away, we had a group that would tune into the radio. Because it was free and an easy thing to do, but they couldn't see the game. Right. And then we had a group that would do the huddle, but the huddle cost money. And it was a bit iffy from what I understand.
Iffy at best,
yeah. And so, but they were able to see the game, but they couldn't hear any commentator or anything like that over it. Right. So this is a TV broadcast.
Right.
I mean, it's streaming, but it's basically like if you were going to tune in on a Saturday and watch a college football game. It's great. We've got a field camera down on the field, get close-up shots, and got a camera up in the press box, and it's all live and it's all synced together.
Brian commenting on the video.
Brian and I will be doing the comment. I do the play-by-play, and Brian's the color guy, and we're entering. I believe we kind of thought about it the other day. We think this is year 6 where we're getting ready to do.
So this is the app, if I can get it just right without messing everything up. Well, I can't do it. But there's an app on the phone. Let me put it here. KOXE app, and there's some things you have to do. You have to go in and specify Goldthwaite.
Yes.
Well, I think it's on the homepage. If you go to the website, it's on the homepage. It pops up, but there's a link there.
Yeah, I think they put something on the homepage, and then there's a picture going around that we put out on Facebook. Yeah. Really, you just kind of click on that picture, and it'll.
So,
but it saves the games. Like if you don't, you can go back and watch it on Monday or whatever.
That's great.
Yeah. So if there's any grandparents or anybody out there that missed the Meet the Eagles, that link is sitting up there right now. You can click on that.
Sure, there's ways that you can. I don't want to get into copyright stuff, but if you want coaches and colleges to start looking at your players, man, every snap's there.
Every snap's there.
So that's big. But I do want to preface this by saying, by no means, Goldthwaite Eagle fans, is this an excuse for you to stay home on a Friday night, especially at home.
Oh, exactly.
Because the home field advantage is crucial to our kids and to our coaches and everybody. So we need to pack the stands and make Friday night special as that we always have.
Absolutely.
Band going and the cheers section going, student section. But for the ones that by golly, people. It gets hard to get around, and so
and we've got the long trips again this year on the away games, and not everybody can make those, and that's understandable.
Midnight, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's totally understandable.
Like you might fall asleep early and get up much Saturday morning.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can do that. Yeah, it's we're really excited about it, and KOXE. Thank goodness that Brian and I don't have to do any of the technical stuff to it because that would be
you're the on-air talent is what we call that.
We're on air.
I'm the only one with hair too.
Yeah.
Oh, you said on air. I thought you said he's on air.
With hair. Yeah, you are the only one with hair. That's true.
But they send us 2 camera people and they hook up everything
and the programmer it looks like.
Yeah. I mean it's a lot of stuff. We did. They just point at us and say go, and we go. Tell us when to shut up.
That's great. And of course, they'll have the commercials and everything will be best we can do with, like I said, but they've kicked out the some of the walls in the press box to give you guys some more room. And so, it's going to be a fun year. But that's not just football. That's every sport.
All sports.
They're going to cover them all.
So
that's cool.
And that's going to be tricky when you go softball because there's many a times you playing. I've been announcing a baseball game, and I said, Travis, go call the softball game because they're going on at the same time. So I don't know how that'll work, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
But that's exciting for all sports moving forward because I know, here's the deal. A lot of you guys, my parents included, can't make the games. They live 4 hours away. So KOXE is going to be a great addition to our sports program.
Yeah. No, you hit the nail right on the head. Because we still want people to come out. Obviously, I mean those that don't stay home to watch the game if you can get there because we want you there.
Their kids
but
need
these
that
are
support.
these are grandparents that may not live here. I know a lot of my teammates were listening to the radio last year. I'd get texted all the time about that was a stupid call you
me up.
made there or whatever. And,
I get it there all the
yeah.
I think
everything.
they said their name. Yeah. How their name said.
But it's a great deal for that. Susie's mom listens from Iowa every
Yeah,
week.
wow.
And so and she's been to Goldthwaite a couple times, but she doesn't know anybody here. But that just that's what it's good for.
All right, so how long have you been doing this, the radio?
Brian and I we kind of argued a little bit here and there, and Susie's more than likely Susie's right, and Brian and I are wrong.
Exactly.
We think we're going into year 6, and she thinks we're going into year 5.
I feel like we took over the mantle at about the same time.
Yeah, I think so.
Butch Foster handed over
Grayson Wetzel used to do it, didn't he?
Grayson Wetzel did it in '85.
Yeah,
that was the first year that Goldthwaite had any kind of radio coverage, and we made the playoffs that
wow.
year. Grayson Wetzel was doing the.
I'm going to tell you what I enjoyed though, is y'all brought back the four-man
football league. Did you enjoy that? I'm glad you did.
You got to keep that up. The Moline Molehills and the Caradan Crickets and Bows are. Not many people know where Bows are.
I know.
And, all that stuff.
We had a lot of fun with that. I enjoyed that, and believe it, you would crack up at the amount of time I spent sitting there trying to make the halftime scores and the scores and the standings and
the Ridge Razorbacks, the Moline Mole Rats. Dude, I would.
The Democrat Doodlebugs.
We got a bug tussle out here. I would tune in at the halftime show last fall just to hear who Caradan was beating, Democrat or whatever. Yeah, that's good stuff.
We have 8 in the chat now. You guys, hey, if y'all have questions for Ty Bo,
just don't make them hard.
No, well, here's one coming in right now. Will y'all still be able to do halftime interviews that
they used to be pre-recorded
like you did last year, or they won't be pre-recorded?
We like to do pre-recorded. We've done a few live halftime shows, and sometimes it doesn't go off real smooth, or people get nervous because they don't want to make a mistake, and so we like to record them.
That's the thing. A lot of people aren't used to live.
Yeah, it does. It changes, everything. Just you stick a microphone in front of people.
That's what we did to you.
You can edit a little bit if you can. And it's funny. I don't think we've ever had to redo one. I don't think we've ever had to, because that's what we tell them.
Sure.
Don't get nervous, because if we need to redo it, we'll redo it. We just never had to do it. And we, your daughter's been on one of them. And
the microwave episode.
And so we have a lot of fun with that. But yes, we will continue to do the pregame show with Andy. We'll start 30 minutes before every kickoff. Whether that's a 7 or 7:30 kick, and Andy's pregame show will be in that. And if you haven't tuned in early enough to catch one of those are great shows. Andy's gotten really, really comfortable with it as the years have gone on, and we have a whole lot of fun with it. But you get some really, really good information. Hear about the practices, hear about the what's going
Injuries
on in the locker room.
whatever,
And you get some insight to our competition and a little bit about the game plan. He won't break out. He's not going to give up too much there, but you get a little bit of it. And but we really enjoy that. It's about a 12, 13 minutes is usually where we fit that in the pregame. But in the halftime show, we try to do a little bit more focus on students, or like we'll always catch if we have a new coach on staff, we'll always interview them at some point in time, and we have a new one this year with Coach Cruz, and Mr. Sanderson, I'm sure, will be on with his new position now, and Coach Bradley and that moving into that. And what we will do for this first game, and if parents or any of those ones are tuning in, or parents or grandparents, we will have the pregame show that'll talk about the football game with Andy. But the halftime show, what we'll have him do is he likes to do this every first game. We'll go through player by player, and he just kind of gives a little synopsis of the player and what he expects from him and what he means to the team and that kind of stuff. And I love that section because Andy is passionate about his players.
He knows more about them kids. The only one that knows more about them is their parents.
I just love to sit back and watch him go, because you can see. He'll get emotional, at times, it's fantastic, and I think it's great for the parents and grandparents to listen to that. So that'll be our first halftime show, is Andy going through his players.
That's awesome. That's great. And there will be a little wrap up show, correct, Ty Bo?
There is. We're going to try something now. They put this into my hands, and I'm not sure we're going to see how it works, but we're going to have an on the field post game quick interview with
Nice.
Coach Howard.
Okay.
And so that requires me getting out of the press box,
Booking
getting down there very quickly with
Yeah.
a microphone and try to pull that off. So we'll see. We'll
Man,
see
we
how
get
that
big
happens.
time here. This is gonna be like we're gonna be on Fox.
What-
It's crazy. Yeah.
ESPN 3.
Yeah.
4.
Ocho, the Ocho.
Ocho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you another
Yeah.
thing we're also doing as the Goldthwaite guys. Travis, of course, you're giving me the blessing on this because you got dad duty, and we don't want you to take away from your son.
Put
You know,
the bird up too.
all the you got to put the bird up and all
I've
the
been
run out
nominated to
stuff.
take care of the bird.
Yeah.
But the Goldthwaite guys are going to have a Friday night wrap up show. And Travis is handing it over the microphone to Chase Sides.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do this like we're doing it right now. We'll be live. You can comment, talk about the game, have an interaction with, we'll talk about everything that happened, from the first quarter, first kickoff to the last, hopefully, victory formation for us.
Yeah, that's great.
But it'll be something, like I said, something interactive that we can go to and you guys can, talk about anything and everything that happened that night. Now, again, we are and always will be supportive of our kids and our coaches. So if you're going to go in there and
Everybody's a hell of a Monday morning coach.
exactly, exactly. If you're going to go in there and make a mess of stuff, that's we just won't respond to it. It's fine.
Yeah.
We want to do the right thing. So that's going to be the wrap up show. Goldthwaite guys wrap up show on Friday nights. We'll do it right there in the booth. After I get done announcing and Richie's playing all the songs and the greatest hits and then we'll talk football. So that's going to be
great.
exciting. It'll be home games. I think what we'll do on away games is probably come up here where we're at right now. I'm not going to drive all the way out there, especially if we got people that are going to be commentating, and I'll watch it, and then we'll have the wrap up show here on Friday nights, and we go from there. So
Great.
on away games, I should
Just
say.
don't criticize the announcing.
I can't. Hey,
I don't come throw rocks when you're mowing your grass.
that goes both ways all the time, bro. Don't knock over there on the other side. You screwed that up.
That's what I've told everybody. I said, the problem with the radio, I could call out a formation. If I was wrong, nobody knew it. On the
Yeah.
radio.
There you
Yeah.
go.
And now they're going to know. And now I got to be careful.
Oh man, yeah, you gonna
Yeah, sure.
you've been wanting some reviews. Might get 'em.
Yes.
I don't know how you're going to handle right to left on your radio dial this year.
I know
Yeah.
that. I love saying that. I love saying that because I listen to Longhorn football
Sure.
all the time back
Sure.
then. The ESPN wasn't around in the early part of that, and
Yeah.
listening to him on the radio. And I always Craig Way. Well, wasn't Craig Way at that point in time, but that was always a thing. They'd talk about the uniforms and really describe those and picture get you there, and
Yeah, sure.
moving from right to left on your radio dial.
It ain't red, it's maroon. Well, doing all these like away games and stuff. What's something like your favorite memories? Some moments that stood out, kind of like bloopers, or awkward moments.
Yeah,
or,
you got
Oh,
5 or 6
odd-
years.
odd press boxes.
Yeah,
or,
I'm going to tell you what. Goldthwaite, the press box
Yeah.
at Goldthwaite is absolutely by far and away the best situation we have to broadcast games from.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
And until we got in the playoffs in some of those
Yeah, you go
stadiums,
to
those were pretty
Brownwood
nice.
Stadium,
But
yeah, good-
but yeah, for regular district games, we set up in the top row. At Granger, last time we played them. Now they've got a new stadium this year, so it may be a different situation. But the crickets, they had kamikaze crickets there at Granger.
Oh, gosh.
And
What
those
was
son of a
kamikaze?
guns,
Oh,
they were just
yeah.
diving at
Yeah.
us and hitting us. And it was funny because we were behind the drill team, so the girls were sitting there, and those crickets were dive bombing them, getting stuck in their hair and everything, and they were
losing their
freaking
mind
out.
right
Yeah,
there,
it was
yeah.
crazy. But we were pulling crickets out of shirts and everything else halfway home that night.
gosh.
We still had crickets going on.
That's terrible.
But that was one of them.
Well, that's cricket season, too.
Yeah, we've been on top of the press box at Santo with the speakers for the stadium speakers right there next to us.
Oh, gosh.
Probably the worst one was Chilton this last year, though. We were on the top row of the bleachers there because they didn't have room for us in the press box. And, beautiful,
On the home side? Or?
on the home side.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
beautiful turf field, and then a press box is not big enough for anybody.
Yeah.
And the band was right next
there.
to us. And I don't know if y'all remember that Chilton band or not.
They were big,
They're
huh?
awesome. They're
Yeah.
awesome. But the drums never
Right there.
stopped. Never
Oh,
stopped the
gosh.
entire time of the game. And we
had a
actually,
headache, didn't
at halftime, we had to move because we were getting people texting in saying, we can't hear you. because the band was just drowning
There
us
was
out.
one. Was it Hubbard? You were in the because I was hollering.
Hubbard
I turned
was
around
outside.
and you were right beside us. I mean, you were
Yeah.
sitting on the top row of the bleachers.
Yeah,
Was that
yeah.
Hubbard?
We've done
It's
that.
couldn't see because of a tree.
The JV went in at halftime.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
they say there was a tree in their way.
That was an interesting one because we were at the top row. There was a little bit of a
Yeah.
kind of a catwalk thing off the
Yeah.
back, and we were there. But that one we had to run. We always carry about 250-foot extension cord
Right.
with us, and that one we had to use it, and we ran it from there all the way into the Hubbard locker room
Yeah.
and into the opened the door and ran it into there. Right as we're getting ready to kick off,
They tripped.
the door shut on it and cut it.
Oh,
Hell.
And we just went.
Clark Griswold
Yeah, we
here.
went totally blank. I mean, everything was gone. Sound, it was all gone. And so Brian takes off and run down there to fix it. And by the time he gets back, we're up 21-0. I mean, it was like 4 minutes. That game, we were up
It was
21.
like 30
And
seconds.
Brian was like, "Hell, we're not ever going to get caught up. Tell people what went on here."
yeah. Got a tiger by its tail here.
No doubt.
That's awesome.
There was another one. Was it? We played on a baseball field because the
Yeah.
coaches they didn't know whether it was a first
Frost.
down or
That's
safe.
Frost.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
Frost?
Frost,
And,
yeah.
Well, they had a deer blind behind us. I don't know where y'all were. Y'all were on the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
They
Frost.
dragged the bleachers out. Always, coach was standing on second base.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
Middle of
this
our
new
court.
district, I'm not
Outfield.
really sure exactly what we're
Yeah.
going to experience coming up in this new district. We're playing some really good programs though.
Sure.
They've been good for a long time. I'm kind of thinking that
They're going to have some
they'll have some good
quality equipment
facilities there.
and,
I think
facilities. Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping.
Absolutely. Well, Travis, what else do we have? I want to get before we get into football. Do you have anything else before we got?
Man, that's about it.
All
But
right.
yeah,
well, let's talk about football. So
what you seen.
not this Friday. We played in Cristobal this last Friday. The
Mason
Friday
here.
before that was the first real action, and we had Mason, which is ranked number 5 in the state, big school,
Yeah, in the bigger division.
number 5 in the state. And I tell you what, they came and punched us in the mouth the first series or so.
That's what I seen. I had to leave halfway through.
Yeah,
And them boys, they looked like they got off bus ready to play.
yeah.
And then after I left, Amy said made a few changes and
Well,
just-
I think,
Well, keep that in mind. If something like that starts out again, you're going to have to leave.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not that I'm
and-
superstitious.
and listen,
I
I'll
wear the
be,
same
I'm a little
socks.
stitious.
me and him both have
I wear the same
microphones.
underwear.
Me and him both have microphones, and we don't mind telling you to leave.
I used to ride bulls. We wouldn't wash our pants ever. Those pants,
Oh,
those
really?
ride pants, you didn't wash them. So
Wow.
I'm all about if this works, it works. Don't
Yeah,
change it.
I-
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's
if
me.
it is, then fix it.
And get out.
That's
Yeah,
me.
get out.
Absolutely.
Go sit in the truck.
No, so back to Mason. I think I'll say this, and I'll let you kind of give us your opinion on it. They're big, they're fast, they're strong. I also don't think that they gave us the whole sandwich, so to speak. They didn't give us everything they had. I think the Tharp kid ran the ball once or twice.
Yeah.
So they were holding back, which is fine. That's what a scrimmage is for. I mean, some of those guys, juniors and seniors, you know what you got. So it's just getting them up to speed. But
You gotta remember what happened to Mart a couple years ago. too.
yeah, sure.
yeah.
But the
Blow
thing
them out
that
of
the
water.
thing that stood out to me though is that after that first series, it looked like we were outplaying them handedly. Your thoughts?
I agree, and you hit it just exactly what I would have said. They came out and punched us right in the mouth from the get go.
Yeah.
Hit that 30-yard pass. Start with about 5 or 6 plays later, they're in the end zone. And I'm sitting there thinking, "Ooh, that was way too easy."
Yeah.
And then we take an offensive series, and I think we may have got one first down in that first offensive series. I'm thinking this is ugly, boys.
Yeah.
And we knew Mason was state ranked up there high. We used to scrimmage Mason. That was our first scrimmage back when I was playing.
Okay.
And we were always thankful that we got them the first scrimmage because they're big old boys that weren't in shape yet.
Right.
And we were like, boy, thank goodness, because I don't know if I want to play these guys later on in the year.
Yeah, I don't
Week
want them
7,
ready
week
to go.
8. I don't know if I'm even part of that. But I think that's exactly what I think that. A lot of people think that our team is really, really, really experienced, and they are in snaps.
Yeah.
But they're still young.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
And we've got 8 seniors on the team.
I was
and
wondering
that's
about that.
that's not a
8.
lot
That's
of
not a
seniors
lot,
when you
no.
look at a football team.
No.
And so these guys, while they've played a lot of snaps, they're still young, and I think that played a little bit into it. And I think, but once we gathered things together and regrouped, you're right. After that first
Depth
series,
and
both
overcome,
ways,
yeah.
it was Goldthwaite.
Yeah.
I mean, they took control of the game, and I liked one of the things that Mike said in the paper. I believe it was him that had written in the paper, scoring on the last drive of the game.
Yeah.
I think that was big for Coach Howard and the guys a whole bunch because, number one, it did appear that they were in better shape and in better condition than Mason. And the fight was able to continue.
Sure.
And I think that there's a whole lot of growing up on stuff outside of just the X's and O's right there.
Well,
but you're right, the Tharp kid,
Yeah.
you don't go into a game and give the Tharp kid the ball twice.
No.
He's too good for that.
Yeah,
and so, but
he's
you know,
got a motor.
I don't know that we, I don't know that we did a whole lot of the playbook ourselves.
No,
Everything's were pretty plain for on our side too. By Dudo, they made a few personnel movements and stuff right there when they started that second.
And it made a big difference.
Made a
last
big
Friday
difference.
night.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I think it's very telling though that that coach had them out there running their guts out at the end of that game.
I agree. He that was not what they expected to get off the bus and beat us.
Beat handedly.
Yeah, and it didn't happen.
No.
And they were starting to get upset about it.
Yeah.
Later on in the game, and that's great. That's that's what you want to
Sure.
do is frustrate
Oh, yeah.
people.
No, and talking to that point again, they're big school, bigger school. They're 2A still, but had some really good athletes, really good size line, really good quick, bulky linebackers. Landry Sanderson was pretty much held in check, but the passing game really shocked me in a good way, surprised me. Hayes Greenway again was on the shelf last year because of his arm breaking his elbow, but this is the real first time I got to see him at a varsity level, and I was impressed with him. Tell me what you thought about him.
Absolutely. Now, this is a group, and probably if we pulled up the recording of the last time I did this show with you guys, and it's been a couple of years,
Yeah.
I'm sure we talked about this group of kids, and I'll guarantee you one of the things I said was this group of kids and their football IQ is off charts.
Charts.
Yep.
And they have been that way since 7th grade.
Since kindergarten.
Yeah, and just I
grade,
didn't know them
started
since
being-
I didn't know them in the little league football, but
Yeah.
that's what you absolutely you can see what they you know what their records was and stuff. But they play so well because they understand the game.
Yeah.
And they love to play the game. You can see that, and they love to play with the teammates. And that is
And
boy,
they're all tough.
they are, and it just I kind of go back to our '85 group. Now we didn't have near the talent this group of kids has by any means, but we loved to play the game.
Yeah.
We understood the game,
Yeah.
and we wanted to
Worked
play
for
for
one
each
another.
other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
one of the greatest things in the world was for me to get can't even do it anymore, but for me to get a cut block that
Set somebody
that
free,
sends
yeah.
somebody free. Scotty
Yeah.
Miller down the sideline or Douglas Hoslaw down the sidelines, and I made that cut block.
Sure.
And you got to have that kind of attitude on this team. Everybody has a role.
If you ain't got the road.
That's right. That's
it.
right. And it's this group is just exciting and fun to watch. And Hayes is exactly that kind of kid. He's
You
so
know what? I
smart.
seen him Friday night
Yeah.
though. He's picked up. He's got a little faster.
He's a little faster.
faster,
He's bigger.
stronger,
He definitely
taller.
grew
He
too.
had
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
40-yarder and a 30-yarder. You know,
Yeah.
call that one touchdown
He's
back
like
over
6
there.
footish, something
Yeah,
like that.
he's big. He's taller than Hagan now.
I tell you
He's
what,
gonna be bigger
though,
than him next year.
and to that point with Hayes, he's the kind of quarterback I like, and not that it matters what I think, but super smart, really good decision maker, processes things. He's looking at second and third, fourth reads.
You bet.
Oh, yeah.
You can see him processing that in real time, which is great. And then also, what I like about him is the game's not too big for him,
Yep.
and he does not get rattled.
No, he's calm, cool under pressure.
Calm, cool under pressure, and those guys, them linebackers, them linemen, they're talking up a storm, trying to get him rattled.
Yeah.
And he's unfathomable.
Yeah.
Will not get to him.
He is.
And that's what you want out of a quarterback.
And he's been looking at those second and third reads since he was in junior high.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a natural thing to him. It's you see a coach get it. Blake fits this mold as well. They always have that little extra knowledge because
Sure.
Dad's pounding them at
Green.
home.
All the
And stuff.
time.
But Hayes has that. He would be. I would have said that Hayes was a coach's kid. And I know they're
Sure.
related, but he's still not the kid.
Sure.
But same kind of thing. Just has that. They just understand the game,
yeah.
and it's all across the board.
Yeah.
And and then on top of it, one of the greatest things ever about it, on top of it, they're all great kids.
Great kids.
Horrible parents. I keep saying that. We all grew up together.
Horrible parents.
But over at Crostova though, man, our line looked. Well, I'd go back to the Friday before and ask Wright
Mason,
because
yeah.
I was excited about Wright and I was see what he'd do and everything.
Sure.
I asked him Saturday morning. I said, "Dude, how you feel?" He goes, "Man, I feel like a little rag doll. He said, that nose guard threw me around like a baby. I mean, it's like twice his size.
Sure.
He
I'm
goes,
going to tell you, that 45,
Yeah.
45
Yeah,
from
that
Mace,
was
that kid's
big dude.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
He's fast. He's strong. You know, he's not heavy guy, but he's thick. I mean,
Yeah.
he was fire hydrant kind of build.
Yeah.
He told me over there at
Ooh.
Christoval, he goes, man, he come up, Jack with him and stuff. And he said, I'm not in that spot this week. I'm on defense. All right. But, dude, our O-line and D-line over there, I mean, they give Hayes all the time in the world.
Christoval.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
yeah.
I mean, it was.
And do you
it
want
was
to
a good
preface
deal
it? I
year
mean,
round.
Christoval's what? I mean, what are they? They're obviously not state ranked like a Mason or anything.
No, and they're in the rebuild there.
Okay.
You know, new
Okay.
coach, who happens to be a Goldthwaite
Tanner
grad.
McLean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
very good.
and so they're in a little bit of a rebuild and redo, and that's understandable some. But they had a lot of kids out.
They had-
Numbers were good.
They had some big guys. too.
Yeah, I thought they,
good.
but
And the
yeah,
quarterback was pretty athletic, and that
He
number
was.
5.
Yeah.
Number 5 and number 3.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Was-
I tell you what, our guys, and I'm an old offensive line coach, so that's where I'm going to start with.
Yeah.
Our offensive line just dominated that football game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just dominated. The holes were big.
Our defense did well, too. The secondary didn't get a whole lot of action.
Yeah.
I said this to Coach Hagee. Of course, Hagee's our offensive line coach and all. This year's going to be a proven year for our offensive line. I think last year was a rebuild because the year before that we were heavy on seniors and heavy on size.
You bet.
Last year was a rebuilding year. This year is going to be a proven year. I think we saw with a little bit of a lesser ability for Landry to make those big runs like he made his freshman year. But this year, I fully expect for Landry to run wild.
Well, he had
know.
a lot better deal Friday night. Him and
Well,
Owen both.
Yeah, Landry
They
looks
was,
faster to me.
Yeah,
this
Well,
year.
Landry has. He's lost, toned up a little more,
Yeah.
and lost a little weight.
I'll say this about Landry, too, back to Hayes. You get a passing game that's got everybody on their heels,
Yeah.
that cuts that secondary from filling the box up.
Yep.
Right? So
Yep.
you got that potent passing game that's going to keep these cornerbacks and safeties at home. You're going to have some more space for Landry, I think. You know,
Brian and I had that exact discussion during the Meet the Eagles. We were talking about it, and he said, he said, I think the passing game opened up the run game. And I said, well, as an old offensive line coach, that's not what I want to hear. Run game opens up the passing game.
Sure.
But in today's game and the offenses the way they are, it can happen the other way
Either way,
just as easy. And
Sure.
it most certainly did. I mean, we hit the long pass across the middle to Aiden
They were
Lee,
all, yep.
and they had bitten up on that, and we were hitting our short passes fine because they were worried about losing Aiden back there in the back, and
Sure.
and the run game was just dominant, and so it was clicking on all
It
cylinders.
was on fire. I mean, everything.
Yeah,
we're
both sides. And
talking about Hayes as quarterback, talking about Landry as running back, because we know those are kind of like those are integral quarterback and running back. But, we also have – let's talk about some depth here. We have
we got one of our leading tacklers out.
Yeah.
Walt Thompson.
Yeah, but they should have found something out today. I
Well,
ain't heard back from Terry. But
Okay.
I hope that I'm not over speaking because I did talk with or exchanging some messages with Terry a little bit, and said they got good news
Yeah.
on the MRI. That everything's fine.
Perfect.
As far as damage is
I think
concerned.
it's muscle stuff.
Yeah, and so he the thought is that maybe he plays this week, but definitely
wow.
next week he could be back out.
Well, I was
and then
encouraged to
he
see
ended
him.
it with I
Rush it
just
too
drove by
much.
the
Yeah.
field and he was out there running sprints. So
Good.
I was encouraged to see him running Saturday on Meet the Eagles. So
I did
wow.
too. When he
had
jogged
little,
out, I
had
thought
that little gimp, but
he
he's
had a
always
little-
Yeah.
had a little gimp.
Yeah.
He just walked.
But yeah, you add
balls around
that to. I mean, we've given up one score
Yeah.
Yeah.
in 2 scrimmages,
Yep.
and you add your leading tackler
Yep.
back into that mix.
Yeah.
and, woof.
That's big. Senior with a lot of leadership ability. and
Absolutely.
But back to the depth, as I said, running backs. You got also Owen Campbell back there. That's
Yes.
going to. I think he's.
Man, he had a
don't-
good job too. He's a little more shiftier. He's a little quicker, but
I don't think you lose nothing when you put Owen back there. You know what I mean?
Running back.
You got Landry back there,
Oh, yeah.
and when you take Landry out, I don't think you miss a lick when you put Owen back there.
No.
As tough as he
he'll
is,
run over you. He'll
Yeah.
put his shoulder into
Oh
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
you will.
He said
So-
something on one of his videos. He had something about when I lead with my head. I can't remember what it was. And Summer's like, "Good gosh, that's not. Just let him go. You can't hurt him."
That's
I
right.
said, the harder he hits, the more
Yeah.
he likes it.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. You're right. The depth is a big deal for us this year. It's you just think back 2 or 3 years ago, and golly, you couldn't lose a player because we didn't have anybody to step in at that point.
And yes,
and we've got players on the varsity that step in that are just fine. I mean, if something happens, knock on wood, we're not going to let that happen. If something happens at quarterback, we've got not one but 2 guys that could come in there and play
And
that
something else
position.
I mentioned about is Hagan got through the line a bunch, get on the quarterback. But there's another one that's been doing it too. No, Levi.
Yes.
Hillis
looks good and strong.
Yes, he
and
does.
quick.
He's young. I mean,
does.
sophomore. He's
Yeah.
big. He's gonna
Absolutely.
be
One of the 4
He's the
sophomores
biggest.
on
I
that
think he's the
varsity.
biggest boy on that field.
Yeah, he's
Arguably.
Yeah.
sure.
There's a lot of players that, like you said, the depth. I mean, we can rotate them in. We can keep them fresh. And you guys go back to remembering the days, we were in the district with Toller.
Sure.
And we didn't have
they were
any.
lined up from the 20 to 20.
Yeah, we didn't have
Yeah.
any depth, and they ran in a new a new team every time we come on the field out there. Our kids, you can't win those games. That's
and we're not there, right? We're not
at the Toller
50
level by any
deep,
means.
you know,
But
better than we've been.
well, yeah, we won state in '85 with 25 guys.
There you go.
We were lucky again. Knock on wood. No, we didn't have a single injury that year.
How did y'all play?
We played Runge for the state for the title. We in the semifinal game though we beat Monday, who had won 31 consecutive football games at that time.
Y'all knocked them out.
We knocked
the
them out.
champs.
Yeah,
What
they were
was y'all's
defending champs.
district? I mean, was y'all 15-0, or did y'all lose any that year?
We had one tie. That was back before the old overtime
They
rules
went
with penetrations.
yeah.
We tied Ira Ann in San Angelo 7-7. We scored with 1 minute and 14 seconds to go to tie it up.
No
we
kidding.
beat them all over the
Just
field
couldn't
that
get it
night.
in. Just couldn't get it
And
in.
we had 6 turnovers.
Gosh,
I think this year I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic. These guys. I've got growed up watching them and playing.
Yeah.
Living with them and stuff. But I'm gonna say we're gonna go undefeated in district. I think the only thing that's gonna hurt us would be injuries, being healthy. I think
that's
the last 2
common,
games.
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
De Leon's gonna be tough, I guess, and then
Albany.
Granger's supposed to be pretty tough.
Stanford.
Those.
Yeah.
But I think if we stay healthy, it's gonna come down to.
Yeah, I think what's going to help is the toughness of the non-district schedule. I mean, Andy's never shied away from that, even when we were struggling a little bit. He'll play tough teams.
Well, yeah, you ain't learn nothing going out there
No.
putting them 60-0.
No, and so
Yeah,
De
that's not
Leon,
a good
De Leon's probably the team. Honestly, that the more I keep reading preseason stuff and things, they're probably the team that concerns me the most on the schedule. I think.
That's
Just
one.
we got-
from
them
across the
here,
board,
though.
we do,
I think so.
and
That's
just
great.
across the board, they seem to be really talented in a lot of places.
But you
Not just
can't
one. But
go
now I
to-
haven't.
I'm sorry.
No, I said I haven't studied Albany as much yet
Right.
because they're later on in the season. I mean, they're number 6 in the state,
Yeah.
and they've been in
think-
the state championship game 2 years in
I
a row.
think they got
now,
a
so-
ton of skill positions players in
Yeah,
Albany.
they're most certainly going to be tough.
Well, that's I don't research any of them. I hadn't watched anything. It's just what I think they're going about. We may go up there to winners, and winners may be the dude.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to be
Yeah.
playing totally different type of district play than what we've been playing the last 2 years. I mean, you look right now, Bremon's ranked number 1 preseason, Chilton's number 6,
Yeah.
and you throw in, good and well, Mart's going to be tough
Mart's
again,
there, yeah.
and the other teams. So those teams to me though were raw talent tough.
Yeah.
Raw talent tough. And what we're fixing to do is go back to West Texas
Yep.
where we're kind of used to.
Yep.
And these kids are just what I'd call country
Plowboys.
tough.
Yeah.
That's it.
They're just country tough, and they will beat you with execution.
Yeah.
And more than the
Not a lot of
raw
razzle
talent
dazzle,
teams
yeah.
will be. And so it's a totally different type of thing. And we're going to play some good football teams, but I think it matches us a little bit better. I think we're an execution tough team.
Yeah,
So the
no.
last 2 years have probably been good for these young guys.
I think so.
Getting that
Yeah.
and then-
Yeah.
Back to the depth, though. You got Aiden Lee out there on the wide spot taking
Blaine.
Zachary Rodriguez's place,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Slade Allen's. And you got Blaine on the other side, or Blaine's more of a
Blaine-
slot,
Blaine
right?
and Aiden's on the same side.
Yeah,
and
they-
then they got
Blaine's
Patrick
in the
and,
slot there.
Zach on the other side.
I will say this, and just a fan in me.
Luke and
Luke,
Howard,
Pookie, Luke,
Yeah.
Patrick, and Blake Howard. The fan in me, though, I want to see, and we have the ability with Talon Gardner to get that big possession tight end / receiver. I think that's a guy that we need to get implemented into the passing game
Yeah.
more. Not like, listen, I'm not. This is just a fan, okay? I'm not telling you guys what to do, but I'm. You got Aiden, you got Blaine, you got Blake, you got Luke, you got all these crazy fast Scott, and that's great and all. But when you need that big target in the middle,
yeah.
Talon's there. Talon's
Unless
got
I've
hands.
missed it, I don't know that we've run a tight end formation in either one of
No.
the scrimmages.
Yeah.
And I think that may be by design. I think Andy, that's one of those things that Andy's holding out a little bit. I think.
Well,
like I said, I don't know the X's and O's that he's got going on in that office, but you're right. You got a guy with the size of talent out there.
And athleticism.
You're gonna cut him. Yeah, you're gonna cut him loose at some point in time.
Yeah.
And
especially down in the red zone.
Yeah. You know, and that little 5-yard. Skinny post type thing. You got to have him in there for
we
those.
We had a tough time. One of our tough 7-on-7 deals, and that's what they would do: 3 yards every time. I mean, just a guy,
just nickel and dime you down the field.
He'll be involved. He's too talented at some point.
That's some of the fun part of it is just seeing how all this talent will get put in and implemented. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to. I mean, this is what we're talking first week of school, full week of school, and we have Junction coming up this Friday. So, they've had less than probably 10 practices, maybe more, but nonetheless, the point of that is they're number one getting in shape.
Yeah.
Number two, they're getting these other kids, newer kids, up to speed, freshmen. And then the ones that are playing varsity now, they're getting them up to a varsity speed level. So there's a lot on the coaches' plates on this time of year, just trying to get game
about
ready.
Being in shape now, Bentley on the JV deal, dude, he run 4 or 5 long.
Yes, he did.
I've never seen that guy breathing hard. He come out for just a little bit, and then they put him on varsity, and he didn't show any different on varsity's JV.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's got a motor now.
Yeah. He's going to be a good one, too.
He did pretty good.
That's right. And for Richie Rich, he wants you to say Bentley Perry on the carry.
Bentley Perry.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, that's another part of the depth, though, when you're talking about. I mean, if things were to go horribly wrong, pulling kids off the JV, that's okay. We got some studs down there. There's some studs.
They pulled up Bentley and then Hudspeth up and then
Flint.
Flint played some linebacker with Walt being out.
That's
for a
what
while.
I'm saying. I said Hillis is the biggest guy on the field. Flint's not far behind.
I guarantee you. It was fun. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but when they put Flint in here against Mason, and he's going to kill me for saying this, but his family's going to get a laugh out of it because they laughed the whole time when it happened. About the third play, he was crossing out there, and he got crossed up in a crossing pattern from a receiver. He wasn't paying attention. Somebody hit him up around the shoulder pads, and it was nothing but cleats straight up in the air. And I said to myself then, I said, you know what, that was really good for him. Not being the biggest kid on the field for the first time, getting in and saying, okay,
it happens.
Yep. Saying, okay, now I got it. Now I got to buckle up a little bit now, a little more head on the swivel thing.
That's right.
And he did. He did.
Yeah, I'm sure that's great. That's so good. Well, we're going on 7:40 or 7:50 almost now. We have had up to almost 10 in the chat here. Now we're down to 7. We are joined by Ty Bo Tyson tonight, and we're talking all things football and getting ready for this upcoming football season. Like and subscribe, share the channel, put it on Facebook, get the word out. We have 165 subscribers. I want to get that up the more we can, and hit the notifications. That way you guys know when we are going live. That way you can be part of the show and ask questions and get your input in, because this is going to be a fun season, not just football, but
Friday night at home.
Yeah, but throughout the year it's going to be fun. But Friday night we have Junction, and that's. You've grown to have a hatred for Junction.
Yeah, kind of, especially after last year. But I think all them kids, I was sitting here looking at some numbers I got from earlier. Junction's got 2 starters back on offense this year, and they got 4 on defense. And over the last 2 years, they've graduated 25 seniors in the last 2 years.
So it's a
big, heavy senior class. Big senior class last year.
Okay.
And graduated a lot of kids. We do the business out there at Junction, so we know those guys pretty well. And they've talked about that. They've certainly got talent coming up, but it's not going to be experienced talent.
It's not seasoned,
And so it'll be interesting to see where they're at the beginning of the year. But they've done well enough the last few years that I think their kids have got confidence in what they're supposed to do. Okay. And I have seen, I can't remember which ranking it is. They're all running together on me now. I've been trying to get ready for the season. But I've seen one where we're 13 and they're 12 or something like that, or 12 and 11. Ranked just right there with us. They had a great season last year, went really deep in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting. And the storyline with Junction to me is really interesting because 2 years ago when Caden was a senior, we played with them real well first half.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the second half, and then the second half they whipped us pretty good because they were bigger and stronger. And I remember Caden walked in the door, at the house after that night when he got home, and I looked at him and he said, "Don't say anything, I know." And I said, "What do you know?" And he goes, "We weren't in shape. We weren't ready." Yeah. And he says, "We'll fix that." And I can't believe how quickly they did fix that, but they did. And so that Junction got a hold of them that way. And then last year, if you remember, we were in great shape at halftime on that one. And then you get into the third quarter, we lose a starting quarterback, a starting running back, and we get a kid thrown out of the game.
Yeah.
And the wheels came off. Wheels came off the bus right there, and the team was too young to handle all of that. I don't think any young team could have handled that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying just our guys.
No, I agree.
And it all the score was not indicative of that football game last year.
Yeah.
And I think this year we've got the advantage in all those phases.
They got it coming.
Yeah.
I think we've got the experience.
We got the experience.
I know that we're
We got the
conditioned
skill.
and in good enough shape to handle it.
Yeah.
And so I think we're a couple touchdowns better than that.
Yeah,
Buck.
I think so.
I agree too. And like you hit the nail on the head. It's all going to boil down to injuries. If we stay healthy, and like you said, your state run, y'all stayed healthy for the whole season.
Yeah, there's a lot of luck involved.
That there is.
But until we got the dip, so I mean,
And sadly, I hate to be this guy, but I think we also live in an era, and I don't think it's just now, but I think football has gotten so competitive, and those boys get to jawing and chewing on each other, and here come the cheap shots.
Yeah.
And that's where kids get hurt on those rolling up somebody, when good and well it's a 20-point game or whatever. I know you stay competitive, right? But I will say this, as a dad, let your game do the talking, not your mouth.
Yeah,
I mean?
Same thing with me. In the old coach in me, that comes out as well too. I hate that that's become part of the game nowadays. Is the trash talking and stuff, and not that we didn't trash talk a little bit here and there, but that was usually in the. We ran the old wishbone double tight a lot, so there were 22 players all piled up in a big pile there together at the end of a play, and we might say something
Sure.
But you didn't make a big public production out of it.
But I think also too, it doesn't escalate into someone getting hurt by a cheap shot, and that's where my mind is right now. It's like just I stay healthy. And a good way to stay healthy is probably to keep your mouth shut.
Yep. We've had some times here. Yeah, we've had some times here where things weren't going good, and a lot of our players wanted to fight instead of play football. Yeah. And we're not, and this group of kids won't. I don't see that in this group of kids.
Well, when
I told them if you're going to do it, hit them before the whistle.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait till the next play, you'll get your shot.
That's right.
When you know you're good and you're better than the team you're playing, you will let the team. You will let your game do the talking. And I think we're at that place now.
Yeah, there was a time or two, and I'd lined up there at center in '85 and told the guy in front of me, "We're running right here. Let's see if you can stop it." Yeah. And I wasn't lying.
But he said reverse psychology, And sure enough, I told you.
Yeah.
Man, I want to mention this before we get off here. I just pulled up this deal. That fire at Event is now 2,000 acres. And I don't know if it's contained or not, but they're needing donations of food, water, cots, bedding stuff. A bunch of people have had to leave their homes, so has
it gotten any homes?
Man, right there where they put that new subdivision in, that's old Seabar place. That's part of the old Winter's place, but they're needing paper towels, toilet paper, blankets, cots, water. I mean, it's not very good. I mean, it was 800 acres whenever I got off work, and now it's 2,000.
It's crazy.
And that's 5 minutes ago. But anyways, I just seen that pop up, and I thought, I don't know how many's watching or could help, but it's
Travis,
not real good.
You have a question here on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
And Travis, how did the JV do? You were there Friday. Of course, both of y'all were there Friday. So
yeah,
you want to speak?
JV did good. I mean, it was they won one to. I mean, they scored one. The other team, we didn't allow no points. JV hasn't allowed a point in either scrimmage as well. Watch it real well.
Wetzik told me the varsity didn't even get past 50.
I don't think they did much anything.
Yeah, I don't think they did either.
Wow.
I don't think they did. No, the JV looks really good.
Yeah. Of course, those kids are like, I still call them the freshman class, our
Yeah.
seniors. I still call them
They're freshman heavy.
Yeah.
I think
But
there's
they're-
5 sophomores.
Yeah.
They
if I
came,
remember.
those kids come all the way up through Little League doing the same thing. They
Yeah.
ain't never been beat.
A lot of talent, a lot of speed on that
Lot of
JV
speed.
team. A lot of speed on that JV.
Yeah.
And IQ.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
little bit of depth, too.
Yep.
That Clifton boy can throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Wright can throw the ball. And they got
Yeah.
some good talent.
The
remember-
right kid, his dad Ryan
Yeah,
played
Ryan.
for my brother at Gorman.
Okay.
My brother was head coach over at Gorman, and so there was a picture that Kendra took at the end of the game, where they were talking to each other, the player and son talking to each other, Ryan and Cannon, and of course Cannon's 2 foot taller than
Sure,
Ryan,
than Ryan now,
and so
yeah.
she took that picture and sent it to Kobe, saying, "Don't you wish Ryan would have been this tall in school?" Because Ryan weighed about $115
So
and
can
played
we-
quarterback for Kobe and the Wishbone over there at
Oh,
Gorman.
wow.
Oh, wishbone.
That's great.
Y'all run the
That is
wishbone
great.
back in the
Oh
day,
yeah,
didn't
we
you?
ran the bone back
We
then.
run the wishbone.
Yeah,
Well,
I love it.
So we talked about the football as far as offense. Anything standing out to us, to you guys tonight on the defensive end, the side of the ball? What are we looking forward to on defense? Of course, like you said, we talked about Walt coming back hopefully within the next week or two. Say that. Other than that, staying healthy, obviously. But what bright spots are you looking at on defensive end?
I think the entire defense as a whole, the way it plays. I mean, we got a lot of talented individuals
Everywhere.
out there,
Yeah.
but they are playing so well together. Coach Howard's got them schemed up real well, and they're playing so well together. And those kids just fly.
Those
to the
mine,
football.
they're all of them fast.
Yeah, they
I mean,
just
all run a
fly to the
4.5,
ball.
Except Aiden Lee's got to run a 4.4, I guess.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They all communicate well.
Yeah,
Sure.
there was-
I mean,
there
their
was a-
communication's been a big deal all through summer.
Yeah, and
And
there was
they
just a
all
little
think the same. I mean,
little hook pass at Cristobal last week, and I told Brian at the time, I said, that's something I guarantee you Coach Howard's going to point out in the film, and everybody sitting up in the stands probably didn't think too much about. There were 5 black helmets on that guy on a hook pass out of the numbers.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like that's flying
quick.
to football.
That's
Hey,
right.
There was another one they run. I
That's
don't know if
right.
it's just right at center, left center. Anyways, right up through there, and there was 2 guys was not in on the tackle, and there were 2 safeties.
Yeah.
The rest of them, I mean, there was 9 guys
think-
that dude.
Yep.
I think with,
Hagen got to him, and then it was just on after that.
Yep.
I think with the speed that you guys are talking about, secondarily and with the linebackers,
Oh yeah.
that's going to keep the ball in the middle of the field. I don't think teams are going to be able to cut outside on us.
Yeah.
And so that's going to make it. That's going to make them one dimensional, really. I think as far as the run game, I don't see them being able to, unless I'm just being naive. But I with the speed and the quickness, when you got a safety that can get from the safety spot to the edge of the line within a second.
Yeah. Well,
You
that's,
know.
I looked at some of the stats from last year. A lot of the corners and safeties had tackles for negative yards.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
That's the
it's
point,
70
right?
yards.
Yeah.
So-
You got a safety that has the natural instinct
Yeah.
to fill the lane and make a tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
You're cooking with oil then, buddy.
Absolutely.
You got it made.
So that's encouraging to me. I think as a fan, I'm excited to see, like you said, the speed of getting that. But I think, I don't know of any just standout star running backs that are going to be in our district. I think Tharp was the kid from Mason that was one of the ones I was looking at. I don't know. Do you know anybody that coming in that we're going to have like that's a college caliber player?
Yeah, I don't see that. They've got some good ones, but once again, I think it's that kind of that difference I was talking about in the 2 districts. Raw talent and where the
Sure.
district we just came from, and just fundamentally good, sound football players, hard nosed football players where we're going. And so they're going to be some teams we're playing where they're going to line up to pound the rock on us.
Sure.
And they've got some good, strong kids that'll try to do that. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see the 1 or 2 kids that can just control a football game.
Yeah.
We're going to be facing some really good quarterbacks all
I've
through
heard that.
non-district and district. We got some great quarterbacks. I follow Big Country Blitz. I don't know if you guys do or not. And they put out the Big Country Blitz 2A, our division MVP candidates, and I think 6 of the 9 that they put out there were out of our district.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's like, okay, all right,
Yeah.
And so we're gonna face some good talent. Our district is tough. It's one.
Yeah.
We kind of went out of the
That's what you
frying
want to get
pan
ready
into the
for the
fire.
playoffs.
Absolutely.
That's right.
In '85, we really didn't play anybody in district that's tough. Thank goodness that coach had scheduled a really tough non-district slate for us because our district wasn't tough. But yeah, that does come back to to get you if you're not ready for that.
And that all starts this Friday at home. Is it 7 or 7:30 game? Are all the games at 7 or 7? It doesn't have it on the schedule.
They're back and forth. Yeah, I noticed the main schedule doesn't have. This one is 7:30, I believe.
Here?
7:30 here
Yeah, I
at
believe we're
Junction.
7:30.
And the Junction Eagles will be in town again. They pretty much beat us the last 2 years.
Yeah, they have.
So
Revenge.
this will be a tough game to start off.
45 of them.
Yeah, wish we could.
Yeah.
And then that'll finish out the month, and then we start September in
We'll go
at
to
Granger.
Go to Granger.
At
Those
San
would be two good
Saba.
games.
Brand new stadium at Granger, and they did play starting with their homecoming last year on the new field. But
Okay.
this will be the first full year of it. Beautiful facilities over there.
That's encouraging. That's cool. And then again, San Saba, we're going to have a tailgate there. We need to make it a home field advantage. They had a really neat piece on that on YouTube about the graveyard at San Saba.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. So y'all can check that out on YouTube about San Saba and the graveyard. Then the big districts. Non-district. We have DeLeon coming here on the 18th. That'll be a big game.
It will be a big game.
Biggest probably home test of the year. Then we get into district with the winners, and then that's a home opener. District home opener. Winners.
I think that's homecoming. If I'm
It
I
is?
may be
I
wrong. I,
don't-
think
Okay.
it's homecoming.
All right, I'll take your word for it. Then we go 2 miles, then back home to Hamlin, to Albany, which that'll be one of the big district games we have to win. Both of the tough district
if we've
games will be a
taken
win.
care of business through up to that point, we'll be in the top 10. They'll be in the top 10. That'll be a battle.
Yeah. And then Cross
Who'd you
Plains
talk to
here.
battle? Who?
That's in Albany.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I think. Listen, I know Albany because some of Drew's AAU basketball players were in Albany. Very talented, very skilled, very quick.
Yep.
So I fully expect to see a good game out of them.
Yep. A lot of tradition and pride in that program too.
Yeah.
Well, what I've seen, the only thing I've ever seen and heard out of them is that kind of young group coming up in there. Kind of like
I tell you,
juniors
I will
they're
say-
all kind of about the same caliber.
I will say this: you can get under their skin though. They'll fold up like a lawn chair. So
yeah.
just FYI, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Not saying, just saying. Then Cross Plains back home, and then we go back on the road to Stamford to close out district, and then we have a bye the last week of district, which I think is
That's
great.
crazy.
Yeah, it makes for a long season. You really want to cross your fingers then that there's no injuries because you don't have that off week to
Yeah.
Right.
get the bumps and the bruises healed and that kind of
Right.
stuff. But that is a really if you've taken care of your business, that's a really advantageous place to have a week
agree.
off.
The last deal.
Yep.
And then we'll start
Well, yeah, because
the
it'll
playoffs
be
in
down there
October.
a month for playoffs.
Or
For 3
excuse me,
weeks.
November.
Yeah. We're going to play till Christmas, Russ.
I told people the other night, I said, I certainly have not made Thanksgiving plans, and I think it'll be beyond that. But
That's
I'm
encouraging.
not making Thanksgiving plans.
Don't let us down, guys. I know
Yeah.
some of them are watching.
Nothing but pressure, guys.
I'm
Nothing
trying
but
to figure
pressure.
out who It's Frosty is.
That is
My-
that's Kyler from Tyler.
Okay.
That's Kyler
Well,
from
my
Tyler.
daughter was supposed to be on here. I was on a group. I called it a teams meeting. She was studying, so I pulled up the
Yeah.
video time. And I had West and Brittany, and everybody was all on there.
Yeah, Kyler from Tyler will actually be at the DeLeon game, him and his bride Blair. So they'll be hanging out with us that weekend. So a lot going. They live in Lindale, Tyler area. So he's Kyler, of course. Kyler from Tyler.
Tyler.
There you
So,
go.
but it was
Frosty.
it's 8:00, 8:05. We're gonna shut things down here unless you got something else.
I need a cigarette. Russ won't let me smoke in here.
No, I will not.
You need some butt buckets out front, too.
No, we don't.
I guarantee you got some smokers in here. They may not smoke on Sunday, but they might smoke on Friday.
But anyway, Ty Bo, anything else for you? One thing you want everybody to know about KOXE again? We're going to have a big year with that.
Yeah,
So,
tune in, and we'll be trying to push some stuff out on Facebook just to make sure everybody knows exactly where to go. Like I said, that the Meet the Eagles is still recorded on there, so if you want to
cool.
make sure that you go, if you want to kind of test run yourself, make sure you're in the right spot, that's a good way to go, and just kind of watch a little bit of that if you want to, but at least know where you're going. But this is going to be a great year, and I appreciate you guys inviting me. I just love sitting and talking football any
Love
chance
it.
I get.
And if it comes Friday night and you can't find it, I have Ty Bo's phone number, and you can call him in the
He's
press
not
box,
doing anything. He's
and
not
he will
busy.
walk you through.
Yeah.
I'll go up there and ask
My
him.
phone starts buzzing. I usually hand
Yeah.
it to Susie there.
Yeah, no, he's not busy.
I've been announcing some rodeos this summer, and I bought my little system and stuff. I enjoy doing that. Everything I enjoy doing don't pay me.
That's
And
right.
Isn't that the way it works?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
never
way it
really
works.
do it. But anyways, I me and his like, iPad deal wasn't getting along there, and I Spotify and put my phone on there. And
Sure.
First show,
Yep.
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, quit calling and text me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doing it. So
Yeah.
I finally just.
Yeah, our old system, I had to
Yeah.
run through my phone and
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Oh.
You could hear it buzzing all the time.
But this
Like,
thing here
this is
has
a-
do not disturb, or
Yeah.
I started forwarding stuff to Amy, and then I'm like, I ain't
Yeah, I was
changing
going to
back
say,
there.
you do know it has a do not disturb feature,
Yeah,
right?
I did
Okay.
that. But
All right.
and I'd forward stuff to Amy, and her phone's going off. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, but no, we have 10 here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. I know you guys watching it on
Ain't
your
nothing
TV
better
or
to
on your
do.
phone. And yeah, I mean, it's a Monday night. What are you going to do? But yeah, I will say this. I apologize for the sound system on Saturday. My whole system quit on me. I have a little system that I blame Travis. I let him borrow it a lot. But it quit on me. And so while we were dead in the water,
Yeah.
and you talk about panicking. So yeah, I know it sounded bad, but that was the best
You
we
better
could
have
do.
that ready to go Friday.
Well, that's right. You're right. So hopefully we get all the kinks worked out by this Friday, and we're ready to rock and roll. But it's going to be a good game, and I'm excited. Junction again. Fill out the bleacher. Hey, I also want to say this: the bleachers looked amazing.
Boy, they did. What a great thought.
Yeah.
First
Are they any more
off, and then
comfortable?
great execution on top
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Because of cushion paint on
No,
it.
Fellowship Baptist Church did an amazing job, and they didn't have service one Sunday morning. They just went to the field and cleaned it up
Yeah.
and painted it. And you talk about a bang up job.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
Fellowship.
Yeah,
Jonathan
here they're going to
Sloan.
put in the little half steps here.
Oh, are they?
They think they'll have that hopefully by this week.
Okay.
If not, they're the next home game. So the old people like me that have to go all the way up the press box.
Put you an escalator up there.
That's why I need a little elevator in the
Yeah, I'm
backside.
telling
And
you.
just slide out the back and we can get up.
Yeah.
So that way when you call the game wrong, you can
I'll
slip
talk to
out the
Coach
back.
Edwards about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I don't think.
Tell me
I
twice.
don't think the passenger side over there's been worked on. I remember we added the band section when I was in ag.
You're talking about the
My
visitor
junior
side?
year. Yeah, the passenger side. I don't know. They may have done something since. but-
Yeah, no, it's
They've
not.
got half steps over there.
Yeah.
Everything?
Of course, I remember those bleachers.
That's all I could
We
ever do
ran
is
those
half step.
suckers.
I feel
We
like
ran
those
bleachers.
I feel like those
Yeah.
bleachers are going to end up on that road here pretty soon. They just keep on
Well,
creeping back.
we
so.
do. We got new school stuff. We do.
Yeah,
We
so-
do.
Yeah,
Anyways.
well, there's a lot of people that are happy I'm not on the school board anymore because I was one of the people yelling for turf field and
Turf field, and we need new sound
Well, I
system
know
up
no
there.
rancher back in the day. He said, way back, he said, I know 80 ranchers around here that donate $1,000, and back then we could have done the field. For
Yeah.
plow, just go plow it up and start over. If people walked on that field, they would be surprised.
Yeah.
It looks good while you're sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
But there's nothing underneath.
gopher hole here,
It is
gopher.
very
Oh,
thin grass, and it is a hard ground.
We
to
wore
Chase-
the middle out.
Chase Sides
Oh,
would
yeah.
be
Will
one
we?
to attest to you because he caught a ball one time or went for a ball one time, landed on it, completely dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
and just
it's
it's
Makes
bad.
kids tougher that way.
yeah.
Well, to this day, you can't throw a ball. He throws it like a little girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
there's I know there's lots of
Chase.
people and reasons why people don't want turf field, but
yeah.
I'm in favor.
I'm in favor of it too, especially as much traffic as we get on it.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You got recess and all.
But then you
kinds
can't
of
burn
other
your
things.
number in it like we used to. We used to after
Well,
the
and
district
that's the
and
reason why
everything.
we locked up the field now.
Since I used to come over and burn dillos in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daggone.
So,
And
anyways,
whatever happened to that rivalry? Dead armadillos on the overpass
Oh,
and
there's no telling how many
egging.
armadillos we
You know how many
shot
times
through
we-
on our field.
well, sadly, today these kids can't keep their heads out of their phone long enough to have any kind of good rivalry.
Well, my class also got rid of the bonfires.
Yeah, well,
Where's one running?
Well, yeah, you're the reason. You're the reason Goldthwaite can't.
In case of shotgun shell.
He's the reason Goldthwaite can't do a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah.
As we learn out.
So only we could prevent forest fires. We did that night. We could have burnt the whole town down.
Oh,
we blowed the
goodness.
shit or plumb off that thing.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get out of here before he gets out of hand. And, Raw's coming. But we'll see y'all again Friday night. Junction Eagles coming to town, and we're excited for a good year. Ty Bo Tyson, thanks for coming out, joining,
you bet.
hanging out
Appreciate
with
it
us.
very much. Appreciate
Again, like, subscribe, share. Give me a thumbs up there. We got 9 in the chat, 6 thumbs up. Y'all give me some thumbs up. That way, just promotes the channel, and it's all good stuff. And we will see you this weekend.
it. Can they do the thumbs up or instead can they do the
We can do this.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do. We
Get
can
out
do.
of
We
here
can
with
do
that.
the horns.
Get out
Do
of
the
here with
horns.
that.